Maybe feel your breath in your body and just imagine these next few minutes that we have together. I guess not few, the next 30 minutes that we have, they're just for you and just for what your body needs. And so really feeling into that. And maybe as we sit here to connect, let's bring our heart, our chest, our back, our torso forward, and just make little circles. Just around, just kind of the heart orbiting that sacrum. And as you move, just whenever it feels right, just begin to make those circles smaller and smaller. We're only going to go one direction for now, just to ground and center. So the circles are getting smaller and smaller. And eventually it's so small that you find yourself in stillness. Breathe in and out. And that's your center. Feel that energy that we access to move us around. Feel it grounding us down. Breathe in and out. Maybe your next exhale, sigh. Inhale, let's bring our arms out like a T, palms to the sky. We wiggle out the shoulders if they're feeling stiff, and then bring those hands, wrists in line with shoulders. And let's just come into our eagle arms, seated with the right arm under, left arm on top, and the palms maybe touch, or maybe the backs of the hands touch. Let's lift those shoulders, or excuse me, lift the elbows up to the shoulders. Maybe feel the upper back open, or just respond, maybe pressing the hands together wherever they meet. Let's tuck our chin to our chest, keep those hands, those elbows high. And bring that chin up, tucking the head back, chin to sky. And if we keep those hands pressed together, the arms pressed together, and that back is active, we'll just move the chin up and down and feel that upper back respond. These eagle arms, kind of a symbol of our energy drawing into center. Now bring that head, that nose, chin to neutral. Pause. Let go of those arms. We feel that energy releasing outward as our arms extend out like a T. Then lower the hands down, fingertips to the floor, giving those shoulders a little rest. And maybe bring the right ear to right shoulder. And then with that ear towards the shoulder, tilt that chin to the chest. And pause as that left side of the neck starts to respond. And then bring that chin down in front to the chest. And then draw the head up, gazing forward. And bring the left ear to left shoulder. And then when you're ready, tilt that chin down to the chest. And pause. Breathing. Let's bring our head up, gazing forward again. Maybe offer some neck rolls, any kinks out. Maybe just some wiggles. And then we'll inhale, bring the arms out again, like that T shape. Good. And then hands in front of the shoulders again. And we'll bring the left arm under, right arm on top. This time, find your variation of eagle arms. And this time, instead of moving the chin, we're going to move those arms down, kind of squashing the front of the chest. And then lift the arms up, maybe as high as you can. And then just moving those arms down and up, just giving some freedom of movement, some mobility. Yeah, you can bring that torso forward too, or you can keep that back straight and just move those elbows and arms up and down. Just again, just kind of doing what your body needs. Now one more time, kind of down and up. And then when you find that flat back, let's bring the elbows towards that right knee. Keep the elbows lifted, but just in the direction of the right side of the body. And maybe bring the gaze over the left shoulder or in the direction of the left knee. And then exhale, bring the gaze over that right shoulder as the arms float over to the left side of the body. So we're just twisting the head in opposite direction of the arms. And exhale to bring the arms to the middle, gaze forward. Maybe glance up at the thumbs wherever they are, kind of going cross-eyed a little. And then close the eyes, release the arms out like a T. Maybe bring them up above the head. And then exhale, fold forward, humbly bow. Maybe bring that chin to the chest. And let's just let this be the beginning of our practice as we bow and surrender to what is. And then we'll exhale, bring ourselves up to tabletop. If you want a knee, if you want a blanket under the knees, you can do it. Everyone's gonna be supported. And then once you get to that tabletop position, let's just kind of wiggle those hips side to side. It can be quick, it can be slow. You can even bring one knee off the floor as you bring that hip to the right. So if you bring the hip to the left, maybe that right knee comes up because you dip it to the ground. Just kind of moving to open up the outer glutes, the outer side of the hip. And then let's find stillness, Jen. Okay, let's wiggle our toes. So kind of grounding in hands and knees. Just wiggle those ankles around, be pointing and flexing the feet. And maybe we just kind of tap the tops of the feet on the ground. You don't even have to flex the feet. Let go of the energy in the feet. Let them kind of be floppy. Just flop them over. And then bring ourselves to stillness. Kind of tucking that pelvis so that low back is as flat as we can get it. And let's just point the right toe to the sky and then bring that knee to the elbow. We're not going to round the spine. Just point the toe up and then bring the knee towards that elbow, that right elbow. Right toe to sky and then right knee to right elbow. Let's do it 2 more times. Just kind of getting some mobility in the glutes and the hip. Last time, knee to elbow. And then bring that knee down. Let's walk our hands forward, sink the chest down, puppy. Maybe some snap, crackle pops, the back. Draw the breath in. Exhale, fog up the mirror as you sigh it out. And then bring the arms back underneath the shoulders. And let's bring that movement, the toe point to the sky with the left leg now. So point the toe to sky, that back is flat. Maybe get that back set nice before we get started. Then point that toe, yep, and then knee to elbow, toe to sky. Noticing that front of the leg as we just kind of pump the leg back and forth, getting that blood flow into that hip socket. And so 2 more times, toe to sky, knee to elbow, toe to sky, knee to elbow. Bring that knee down. Now this time, let's curl the toes under and come up to our downward facing dog. And from that downward facing dog, do whatever your standard downward facing dog calls for as we kind of arrive here, maybe for the first time for the day. For me it is. So finding that, sometimes I grip my hands under the mat. Instead of pressing the hands on the floor, I grab the outer edges of the mat and just really kind of pull and push. Now from here, if your hands aren't grounded, ground them. So I'm gonna let go of the edges of the mat. And we'll inhale, step the right foot forward. Maybe move that knee back and forth. So keep the hands down, the left knee is lifted. I'm just gonna rock forward and back. You can kind of juicing up the ankle, juicing up the hip. And the next time you get that knee over the ankle, stop. And then draw the left foot forward. And let's immediately draw that right leg back, toes, curl, and then just kind of rock forward and back. Forward and back. And 2 more breaths. And now ground that left foot. Let's bring the right foot to meet the left. Maybe the hips drop a little bit, and then we'll rise up to stand. When you get to standing, maybe finding Kali Mudra, that's the index out, the thumb out, the fingertips, or the other fingers fold over. And then we'll lean over to the right. And then over to the left, just side bending a little, getting the breath in the side body. And then let's exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale, sweep the arms up, ground that right foot, step the left foot back onto the balls of that left foot, bring the arms out, right arm under, left arm on top, find the eagle arms in our crescent lunge. Now from here, kind of sink into that front knee. So maybe you bring the left toes back a little bit. Now we're just gonna lower that left knee down and up to kind of juice up the hips again, but moving up and down instead of forward and back. So maybe 5 breaths, moving with the breath if that works. 5 lowers of the knee. So maybe 2 more. Yeah. And lift that knee. Ground the right foot. Nice and strong through the legs. And now lower that left knee down. Top of the left foot comes to the floor. Bring the right leg forward and straight. Keep the arms in eagle and surrender and bow. Eagle arms on the inside of that leg, a variation of our half splits with eagle arms. Press the arms together. Feel the torso active as the arms press and that heel presses down. Let's breathe here. Now keep the heel pressing down. Slowly unravel the arms, bring the arms out like a T and hover over that leg, feeling that core nice and strong. Breathe in. Now exhale, bring the hands down to frame that leg. That right foot comes to the floor. Bring it out to the right side of the mat. So as far to the right side as you can with that right foot. Hands are planted on the inside of the foot. Now let's draw that right arm up. Feel that strong torso. Maybe feel some muscles in that right leg responding. And now we're going to bring the left arm up. Maybe notice some more stabilizing muscles in that leg. Inhale. Breathe in. Now exhale, kind of rock back to curl the left toes under. And then let's lift up. Whew. And then bring the arms up above the head, wrists over shoulders. Crescent lunge. Exhale, fold and frame that foot, step it back. Let's find plank pose just for a breath. Yes, lower the knees, the chest and the chin. You'll be finding your baby cobra, your sphinx, whatever feels right. Hover the arms, the hands. Exhale, press it down and back, downward facing dog. Now that right leg that we just had in the half splits, maybe bring that foot a little bit forward from the left foot and press into downward facing dog. That same shape, but that right leg is maybe bent a little in front of that left foot. Just notice. Breathe it along the glute of the right leg. Again, finding our center and dropping into what our body needs today. And now exhale, bring the right foot back to normal downward facing dog. And inhale, step the left foot forward. Keep that right knee lifted. Inhale, rise up. Crescent lunge. Finding that stability in the feet. Breathing in. And then exhale, bring the arms forward. Left arm underneath, right arm on top. Find the Garuda arms. Inhale. And then we'll bring that knee down, that right knee down and up. As we press the hands together, maybe pause. And just notice when you press your arms together, the torso is responding because it's active for the torso. And then lower and lift that knee. So 5 more breaths. So maybe that means 5 more lowers if you're moving with your breath. Breathing into the back body as these eagle wings draw that energy in. So maybe 1 more lower and lift. Now pause. Breathe in. Exhale, lower that right knee down, come to the top of that right foot. Slide that left foot forward. This is a lot of balance to come onto the heel of that left foot. Press that left heel down, and as we bow into our half splits, draw the torso into strength And bow those eagle arms towards the top of that thigh or the inside of the leg and hover. Breathe in some serenity. Breathe in. And now on an exhale, extend those arms out. Feeling that energy move from center out to the margin. Then exhale, bring it in from margin to center, hands frame the foot. Maybe bend that knee. And then we'll rock that foot back, so that leg back, so the leg is straight. Inhale. And then exhale, draw that knee to meet the right knee. Let's find a wide, happy baby or child's pose. Heels go back towards the feet. And then when you get those sits bones towards the heels, kind of rock over to the right. So you kind of roll onto the inside of that left knee, not really, but you're just leaning towards the right on that right leg and over to the left. So the left glute kind of is more towards the left heel and back and forth. Just feel that inner thigh, that groin kind of getting a little more elasticity there maybe. And one more breath. Now exhale, roll up, coming to tabletop, knees come together, hands press down. Let's lift that right knee out to the side and then just clamshell it down, let it hover. And that right knee moves out to the side, maybe knee in line with hip, and then let it hover over the earth. One more time out to the side. Exhale, let it hover. Now inhale, extend that leg back, and then maybe draw the left arm forward. And let's just pause here. Breathe in. Maybe on an exhale, we send that left arm out. Draw the breath in. Our next exhale, we send that right leg out so the toes point forward, the inside of the big toe side is facing down. Awkward airplane. And then draw everything back. And then exhale down to the floor. Walk the hands forward. Puppy pose. Exhale, heart to the floor. Exhale, press the hands down, lengthening through the armpits, and then draw those hands underneath the shoulders, finding tabletop again. Now we'll inhale, and then exhale, draw that knee out to the side, that left knee goes out, and then comes back in and hovers. Exhale out, inhale in, exhale, it moves out. Now inhale, bring it in, send that leg back, and then extend the right arm forward, left leg goes back. Try to keep those hips square so the left hip isn't like flaring open. Keep the left leg long, maybe that back is kind of flat. And then if you want, you can bring those limbs out to the side for a little awkward airplane. Big toe side facing down, palm facing down. Core is active. And then exhale, draw everything into the center. Bring the hands down, the knee down. Let's step that feet between the hands, bend the knees, rise up to stand. Yes, good. Reach to the fingertips and then we'll fold it forward right away, Uttanasana. Bend the knees, rise up. And let's just flow through this at our own breath, folding and rising. Rising and folding. Maybe noticing that hip hinge as we fold. Getting that flow in the body. And then we'll exhale, fold it forward. Let's pause with our fingertips on the ground. Maybe even they come to blocks, perhaps. We're in a half forward fold. We'll lift that chest halfway. Let's breathe in. Now exhale, send that right leg back. Left foot grounds. Finding your warrior three. Maybe arms are out like an eagle. And exhale, bring the arms down so fingertips point forward or towards the earth, and then reach them over across the head. Breathe in. Now exhale, bring that knee to the middle, arms come to the side, cross that right leg over the left, finding our eagle legs. Yes, and now sweep the arms in front, right arm under, left arm on top. Eagle arms. Any variation. Maybe you want to crunch the elbows towards the knee. Maybe you want to just soar like an eagle. And our mantra for our Garudasana is, at the center of life's storms, I stand serene. At the center of life's storms, I stand serene. Let's gently unravel those eagle arms, kind of out like a T. Let's unwrap the eagle leg, standing on that left leg, send the right leg out to the side. And then let's exhale over to a side lunge. Lowering that left foot. And then bring the hands to the floor. Let's pivot our feet towards whatever edge or whatever side they would be to come into a plank pose. Hands bring the foot. The right foot steps back. And then we can lower down through a chaturanga, down to our upward facing dog or cobra. Back to a downward facing dog. And wherever you're at on your mat, it's totally fine because we're going to step our feet forward between the hands, bowing in our Uttanasana. And then we'll lift up to a flat back. Breathe in. Exhale, ground that right foot. And let's find our Virabhadrasana 3 as we extend that left leg back. And lift up out of the hip socket, just like we've been kind of been working on since last summer, right? And then we can bring our arms out like a T. And then bring those fingertips to reach and extend, send that energy down. And then the arms reach up past the head, sending that energy forward. And now, maybe the left arm under the right arm comes on top of the left arm, finding eagle arms here in Virabhadrasana 3. And now exhale, bring those arms up. And the knee to the center. We have our eagle arms already, and we'll cross that left leg over the right. Finding our Garudasana. Maybe you crunch and you pause, and you just hold in a kind of bowed eagle. We can bow our ego too, right? Wow. Or we can lift and soar. One more exhale. Now let's unwrap the legs, ground that right foot, and then we'll step out to the side and go over to the left into a side lunge. On that left side, you can bring your arms, eagle arms with you, you can let them go. Finding that side lunge, I'm gonna plug my computer in. Breathing in and out. Feeling everything coming to center. Feeling everything come into balance. And maybe that's just a thought or a wish right now, just imagining it. And now exhale, bring those hands towards the foot. Pivot the feet towards the short edge of the mat, whichever short edge is closest. Or if you're off your mat, just shift the feet forward and find your plank. And then let's meet in downward facing dog, yogi's choice if you want to find your cobra. Downward facing dog we go. Breathe in and out. And in and out. And on our next out breath, let's lower down those knees. Kind of bring the hands away to the side of the mat. So maybe we log roll over onto our backs. You can bring a blanket underneath the back if you want. We're going to do a couple more offerings for opening and awareness before our shavasana. So when we get down to the floor, maybe let's hug our knees in and rock side to side, getting some circulation in that low back, that pelvic area on the back. And now from here, bring the ankles in line with knees stacked over hips. And let's cross our right leg over the left. Maybe we find eagle legs, or maybe we just cross them over. Now from here, let's squeeze the thighs together. And once you get those thighs squeezed, press that low pelvic area, that low back into the floor. So it's really active. And And then press the upper stomach into the back of the body. Now let's interlace our fingers, press our hands onto that right thigh. So we're pressing our legs together, and then we're pressing our pelvic area, sacrum, the low back to the floor. Hands press into the thigh. Now press the thighs into the hands. Whew. And now let's release everything, let it go. And exhale, just find a little shavasana, just let yourself be like jello, kind of melting like pudding onto the floor. Maybe we find reclined butterfly for a couple of breaths after those rattled legs. Now let's draw the knees up over the hips, ankles in line with hips again. This time we'll cross our left thigh over the right. So we'll set up here as we ground that pelvic area down, the low back down, squeeze the legs together. And now bring the hands into interlace, press the hands on top of that left thigh. And now press the thigh into the hands. Be counting the breath down from 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Exhale, let it all go. Maybe that means you bring your feet to the floor and you windshield wiper the knees to one side and the other side, or maybe you go straight to your reclined butterfly. Nice, yeah, you can place that foot on the outside of that knee. Feel that release. And then it's your choice to find Shavasana. Or there's perhaps another asana that is going to feel just right. You can bring it into your space. Maybe we bring to mind someone or something that we love, something that always brings a smile to our face. And just let that smile come to your face or to your heart. And let the love for that thing usher you into your final resting shape of Shavasana. And as we rest, just imagine all those puzzle pieces of our lives coming together to create that beautiful story that is us. We might feel scattered sometimes, but we can maybe trust that things are all coming along as planned. Sometimes that's really hard to think or to believe, but let's just hold that space that it's all coming together. Let's gently begin to make our way to a seated position. There's no rush to get there. You can make your way there however makes sense for you. Going through as many movements as you need to before you get there. And then once you get there, if you feel your center, land there. Otherwise, maybe make those circles going from larger to just a little more subtle, finding your center. And when you find it, drop in with an exhale. We draw in some serenity. At the center of life's storms, I stand serene. We can bring our hands to our hearts and exhale and inhale. Exhale. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om.